So what is the resultant force? So if a number of forces P1, P2, P3, P4 are acting simultaneously on a particle, it is possible to find out a single force which could replace them. So which would produce the same effect produced by all the given forces. The single force is called resultant force. Okay. Suppose P1, P2, P3, P4 are acting at a body. So we replace all these four forces with a single force is called nothing but resultant force. Okay. The resultant force also same effect of these four forces. Okay. So next one, equilibrium force. To balance the resultant force, a force of same magnitude but of opposite direction is required. This opposite balancing force is called equilibrium force. Okay. So next one, rigid body. So what is a rigid body? So rigid body means we applied a force, there is no deformation on the body. So next one, parallelogram law of forces. Okay, what is the statement? If two forces acting simultaneously on a particle be represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, the resultant may be represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram, which passes through their point of intersection. Okay. The two forces P and Q acting at an angle theta. Okay. So now we constructed a parallelogram. Okay. So here the diagonal R represents the resultant of these two forces P and Q. Okay. So now resultant force R equal to square root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So here alpha is the direction of the resultant, tan alpha equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So where R equal to resultant force, theta equal to angle between P and Q, alpha is the angle between P and R. Okay. So next one, Lami's theorem. So 2.6 Lami's theorem. If three coplanar forces acting at a point be in equilibrium, then each force is proportional to the sine of angle between other two forces. Okay. So now consider these two forces P, Q and R. Okay, the angle between Q and P is gamma, the angle between Q and R is alpha, the angle between P and R is beta. So now mathematically P by sin alpha equal to Q by sin beta equal to R by sin gamma. So this one is the Lami's theorem. So next one, triangle law of forces. If two forces acting at a point be represented in magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle taken in order, then the resultant may be represented in magnitude and direction by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. Okay. So this one is the statement of triangle law of forces. So next one, polygon law of forces. If a number of forces acting at a point be represented in magnitude and direction by the sides of a polygon taken in order, then the resultant of all these forces may be represented in magnitude and direction by the closing side of the polygon taken in opposite order. Okay. Yes. Okay, in triangle law we represent only two forces. Okay, two forces in two sides of the triangle. The third side is nothing but resultant. Okay, so here in polygon law we represent number of forces. The closing side nothing but resultant. Okay. So 2.9 resultant of more than two concurrent forces. Okay. Suppose four concurrent forces P1, P2, P3, P4 acting at a point O. So now how to find the resultant? Okay, first we have to find the sigma h, nothing but the sum of the forces in horizontal direction. Next one, find the sigma v, the sum of the forces in vertical direction. So now we find the resultant force R equal to square root of sigma h square plus sigma v square. Okay. So now direction of the resultant theta equal to sigma v by sigma h. Okay. So here theta equal to angle of resultant with horizontal. Okay. Okay. So next one, coplanar non-concurrent forces. So what is the meaning of coplanar non-concurrent forces? So all the forces are lying same plane but do not passing through single point. Okay. So first one, movement. So what is the meaning of movement? Okay. So movement is defined as product of force into perpendicular distance. Okay. So movement equal to force into perpendicular distance. So unit of moment equal to force units newtons and distance units meters. So Newton meter or kilonewton meter. So now what is the moment? So force P into perpendicular distance x. So Px is the moment. So next one, types of movement. Okay. So first one is clockwise movement. Second one is the anti-clockwise movement. Okay. So here P is acting downwards. So movement is clockwise direction. Okay. So it rotating the body in clockwise direction. So P into x. Okay. So here this one is the anti-clockwise movement. Okay. So here P acting downwards. Okay. The body rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Nothing but opposite to the clock direction. So here clockwise movement is taken as positive, anti-clockwise movement is taken as negative. Okay. So next one, applications of movement: to open or close a door, to tight nut using spanner, to rotate steering wheel of a car. Okay, these are the examples for movement. Varignon's principle of movements. Okay, so this is called Varignon's theorem or principle of movements. Okay. So if a number of coplanar forces are acting simultaneously on a particle, the algebraic sum of moments of all the forces about any point is equal to the moment of the resultant force about the same point. Okay. The force P1 acting at a distance x1 from point O. So P2 acting x2 from point O. P3 acting at a distance of x3 from point O. Now these three forces P1, P2, P3 replaced by a single force, nothing but resultant force R. The R is acting at a distance of x from the point O. Now the sum of the moments of all the individual forces P1 x1 plus P2 x2 plus P3 x3 is equal to the moment of the resultant force R into x. So from the Varignon's theorem, so P1 x1 plus P2 x2 plus P3 x3 is equal to R into x. Okay. So now couple. So what is the couple? A couple is defined as a system of two equal and opposite forces separated by a definite distance. Okay. So arm of couple. The perpendicular distance between two forces of a couple is called arm of a couple. So next one, moment of a couple. So moment of a couple is equal to force into arm of a couple. So M equal to P into A. So units of moment of a couple is Newton meter or kilonewton meter. Okay. The properties of couple are the sum of the forces in a couple is 0 and the moment about any point in the couple is same. Okay. So these are the two properties of the couple. So next one, types of beams. Okay, these are the different types of beams. So beam is a structural member. So first one is simply supported beam. Okay, so here figure 3.5 represents the simply supported beam. Okay, the beam is simply resting on two supports. Is called nothing but simply supported beam. So second one, overhanging beam. So the figure 3.6 represents the overhanging beam. Okay, so the beam is extended beyond the supports is nothing but overhanging beam. Third one, cantilever beam. So a cantilever beam is nothing but whose one end is fixed and another end is free. So figure 3.7 represents the cantilever beam. So one end is fixed, another end is free. So next one, fixed beam. Fixed beam. So fixed beam is a beam whose two ends are fixed. So here figure 3.8 represents the fixed beam. So fifth one, continuous beam. The beam is resting on two or more supports in nothing but continuous beam. So here figure 3.9 represents the continuous beam.